1 second. I am fiddling with sounds. Like an idiot should. Right as stream's happening. Hey yo, this is Ishnai Ciarfox. We're gonna have a bit of a change of plans tonight. But it's fine. And hopefully Haru can get some good rest. Okay, laptop, what are you doing? Stop. No. Nothing like strange noises from me.
Fung's ironmongers, here to serve.
Updates of things. Well, guess who's now almost level 90? I know. I figured might as well. I still need an electric person. Anyways, I'm giving it a few moments before I decide to start pulling for father. As you do. I have an idea, maybe. It was Foxboy or be Lynette? You know? Remine.
You lead the way.
Made another handsome sum today. Grilled tigerfish. Get it while it's hot.
Tigerfish. Fun.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Satisfaction guaranteed. Alright. Probably should also, you know, maybe... Apparently people have locations that they do pulls, which confuses me, but I happen to watch a few things when they were pulling for certain things and specific locations, and I'm like, fine, why don't we do that? I don't think it really matters, but I can give the illusion that I am smart about what I do. Which is a hilarious thought now that I think about it. Okay, where's the... I think it's down one. But that seems so arbitrary. It's a roll. It shouldn't matter on what the location is. Guys, if I remember correctly, this is where we always met them out. But it's louder than I expected. Crap, crap, crap! Baskets. Got louder again. It's for karma. Okay, okay. So I have 45. Some of it came from, you know, me doing that however many hour stream. What, 30? I have this from... Alright. 9. Hardy har har har. Okay. Great! To the goods! Oh, I'm Lynette and I got a Lynette. Cool! I might save, since it's 39, I might save one more. This is where I've always seen them outside the house. Hearth. They've always, if I remember, Lenny always called this their home, so I'm guessing this is their location. I did that for, well, we can wait a few days for that one if I don't get them, because it resets. Six days. But yeah. Oh, another bow I don't want. Oh, I might have enough masterless. Yep. There we go. Lynette! I'm switching to Fremine! Right. I literally have finished her constellation. Right, I'm doing...
Fresh fruit, sweeter than syrup.
Yes. Take.
Good job, Fremine. God damn it! Okay, game! The fuck?! I don't use either of these! Yeah, the Fremine, put on your goddamn helmet. Oh, I like, trust me, to say that I have a good amount of fanfics in mind with this guy would not be a lie. So I like him as a character, I just don't use him as a... Also, I kid you not, I absolutely like slash fics between him and, Kazuha. No reason whatsoever. None. Anyways. I just feel like their personalities, especially with the fanfic slash stuff that I've seen, they just... Such a good character mix with their personalities. Well, I guess we have the answer here on how this is going. Oh? Oh, was this for a quest that we finished? They just added, that's cool. So if you finish world quests... I fucking hate that quest. What's that? I did all the cat ones. Is that a new cat one? Okay, fine. Well, as a rule, as a fox. Anyways. What did I have? Ah, yes.
What'd they do this time?
Everything. World quests done? Yeah, wrong thing. Well, a lot of the things I did was online. so that I could rack up the 30 hours thing. Okay, elemental skill deals pyro damage to nearby opponents and applies blood debt directives to them for a long period. Massacre of the Red Death, which states the value of our bond life exceeds a certain percentage. I feel like somebody could, you know, make it an easier understanding of that, so I'll look up.
Laid bare.
Stand clear.
Okay, it's a. Why did you have to make it so confusing sounding, God game?
Witness my rise. Transfixed.
Like, now that I'm seeing it in action, God game, could you use layman's terms for half that?
Supporting fire.
Okay, they took this out of Charlotte's
This
ability
is where
setup because it confused people. Is where it's kind of interesting that it's a rainbow rose. I didn't realize Lenny's was also a rainbow rose. Well, then again, Lenny's the supposed to take over for Alucino, but Alucino.
and
But there's a certain amount of have you gone against the stupid
Adventure. I'll
Yeah.
settle this.
good description. The stupid
Going in.
Step right up. Let's get this show on the road.
I do love that attack of his. But I'm absolutely going after what's her name? Father for this.
Our bond is strong. Lightning. You're toast.
But
Now disappear.
remember how you had to
A round of applause.
distraction because I'm not distracted easily.
Stay calm.
Where you have to out heal the wind, I guess swords ladies that are Fatui. Or at least cause a certain amount of damage before you keep losing a certain amount of health per percentage, and that is what it looks like.
Frost is coming. Get in gear.
That
Final
while
warning.
that
No, my sword.
blood debt is up.
I'll protect us.
Pair. Get in gear.
That you need to cause a certain amount of damage, but the damage is doubled, kind of thing.
Pair. Get in gear.
That's what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure,
Pair.
but it kind of
Get in
reminds
gear.
me of Charlotte in that sense.
Oh, come on. We can do it.
I'm not sure if I'm making sense either. Hey, maybe I'm just as tired as you are.
Providing cover fire. Leave the one. Pair. Get in gear.
Going under. Pair.
Frost is coming.
I'm probably not very close because of the fact that I got Kazuha pretty quick, and I didn't do any more pulls after that. So I'm probably gonna have to work for this. See, last time. Yep. The other thing is, gonna throw this out there, and the key of this throw this out there is, apparently if I do pulls on streams, I can count it as a business expense. Anyways.
Just let me know if you ever find.
Is it just your story quest? Is there not a... I mean, I don't... I have... I thought it was also a... An actual... That's an interesting thing to pop up on my screen. Increased alligator sightings in a lake in a nearby apartment complex. Okay, sure. Oh, it's fine. Oh, there's a limited time music thing. Oh, that's rhythm. Fucking hell. Lupus Asparagus. 2 story. Pamela saying 1.
Off in a pinch.
Or
I can
more
help you
in
out.
the... Well, Charlotte used to have something similar. That's the thing.
No way.
It looks like they cut that out because it confused people.
Fresh fruit, sweeter than
Lucky to reach and spin 1 story king. I already have completed the first act. Why isn't it showing up? Or, Oh, it's not available yet? Okay, so it's just this one. Alright. The child that does not exist. Enable focus experience to avoid complex. Nice! I bet they're not gonna do that for older
It's been a while
requests.
since we visited Poisson. Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Good for leading us somewhere. Child who doesn't exist. Right.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Hi, Damien. I mean, Lenny.
Paimon knows that voice.
Yeah, it's also Blade
Over here.
from Honkai Impact. Think about that for a second. Lenny!
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion.
What the fuck
Running
is...
into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
Apparently, Zhongli's, turn of phrase has become popular.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Is your voice a lower registry than it has been before? I mean, like, more towards, like, original?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Is there a mutiny?
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Oh, more NPCs?
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Why don't we ask Navia?
Well...
We'll find out sooner or later, boy.
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Thanks. And thanks for the teleportation.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Hi, Father, step on me. I don't care if those boots will kill me.
Father, you're here.
Those shoes.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
Shut up, Paimon. Of course we were.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now.
Hey, baby.
Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
We still have our reservations about your
I
organization.
understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past.
Yeah, I was
And I can't
like
exactly
earlier.
guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future.
Because I totally wasn't out in the desert when I was trying to get scarabs for fucking Sino. Killing a bunch of Fatui just, you know, to take some anger out.
As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What sort of rumor?
I think she's gonna tell you.
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Sort of ghost
A
story.
phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all.
I mean, should I go get the
If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a
funeral
few
parlor
days.
for this?
I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
This sounds like murder.
Of
Have
course,
some,
Father.
the things to attend to. Getting rid of the spirit. Murder. Even though it's a spirit, therefore it'd be murdering again. Why are you being so needy suddenly? I couldn't help but feel intimidated during the conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. She also suggested we stick around for a few days, but why? because we will get more and more
It has long
involved.
been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings.
Though the key of the matter is it won't be home
You're
because
quite
it's
well
the
known
person.
in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy.
I also was there with.
If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat
Senora
with
was
us?
killed.
Alright. We don't
Also-
have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. If we're your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Paimon!
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
Paimon, stop being greedy. Second of all, there's something different about her voice. It's bothering me.
Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Paimon. It's like they told her to tone it down a bit, like the squeakiness. I mean, that's the best way I could describe it. She's probably gonna start squeaking again, or the poor lady like was having a throat cold during the recordings. Cat! There's a cat! There's 2 cats. Can I pet them now that I did the whole thing? No. Damn. I know there's cats around, but I was just hoping, since I did the thing, I haven't seen any cats, and I was hoping that the event, and I was hoping that they'd now, transfer
We
the
rented
petting
this house
out.
from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Oh, how many kids are staying in there?
Awesome, thanks!
Or is it bigger on the inside?
Where are we off to now?
Fishing.
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies.
Yay.
With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered, otherwise people might start to get antsy.
How does Navia feel about this?
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not.
This is deeper.
But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Don't make it sound so
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
like we're investigating in the sense of we believe they're about to do something or have been doing. They've been doing shady stuff, yes, but it. You know what I'm getting at, right? It seems like we're insinuating more than the normal shady stuff. And it's not like they didn't have a major die-off
Winnie,
recently in
finally
Passant.
here.
I know that's
The
not
supplies. I'm assuming you've...
It's not like they suddenly had a, sudden catastrophe that killed off a bunch of people that lived here. Is it too soon?
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
Yes, I am sexy.
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No.
No way!
Please no. Please no. I am not that famous. Stop. Do not surround me.
Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Just stop. No. I did. Hi, Hara. Sorry,
One at a
the
time,
16-hour
please.
stream
Don't
kind of
crowd
took it
around
out of
them
me.
all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Paimon.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Stop being fucking humble.
Father told us about how you helped Linny.
Or
According to her,
obtuse.
you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
Trustworthy. Yes, because I'm not for doing underhanded things that aren't for public good,
heard
I
the
guess.
Traveler is
Anyways,
so strong
did
that
I
she can
ask
move a
you
mountain with
how
her
you
bare
doing?
hands.
I mean, I have taken out giant mountain dragon thing that I resealed.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel Tabor in just 3 days.
1 day, 1 hour.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
I am doing well. Nicely rested up. Mine's also a bit.
Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
No. Not particularly.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
The fact you said that with such a cheerful voice makes me either be very fucking scared of you or very fucking proud, and I can't figure out which one.
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth! He's super good at it! He's never been caught!
No, because I like being caught pretending to be stealthy and then bitching about it on stream.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
I think I'm good. Thanks.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
Sweetie!
Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
I mean, she's right beside me. I'm joking. Please leave Paimon alone. As much as she annoys me, I don't want to. Oh, child! What dangerous suggestions.
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts.
And not scaring them off.
You don't need a physical gift to make our
Wednesday.
guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
Definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Lenny, and I know this is coming from an autistic person, but you might need to socialize them a bit more if they come up asking these questions. I hope they don't do this to strangers.
Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
It's okay, sweetie.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye!
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Paimon, yes, it's true. Yes, they're the House of the Hearth. What the fuck are you expecting?
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth.
or the Addams family. Or both.
When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with.
Curiosity
but she
is
still
they
tries to test
died.
them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
I'm not surprised. I find it fine. I find it amusing. I find it, please don't use it on me. Like it said, the thought that counts. Or teach me, because I can sometimes be not Paragon. I tend to be Paragon, but that doesn't mean 100% Paragon.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
But you couldn't recognize me unlike the others? Sorry, I'm teasing. Please don't recognize me. Please ignore me.
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
My name's the Traveler. Are you expecting anything different?
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
Yes, good for us.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
1,000 Thieves, maybe? Sweetie, do I look that highfalutin?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
And we still won't see it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
We only go when the plot lets us, or we're dragged.
Oh, and there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, Cats actually has, at least on Broadway, has the musical Cats has a audience interaction where they go into the audience and kind of dance around on certain things. Phantom of the Opera has a audience interaction. Sweeney Todd, I think, also has an interaction where one of the songs when he's going mad is he starts... The song that shows that he is going absolutely fucking crazy, he actually goes into the audience and sings certain parts to them, like, with razor in hand. I mean, it isn't real razor in the sense that it's sharpened, but it's still kind of creepy to see. Oh, sorry. Random
After
things.
this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Cool.
Oh,
I haven't gotten one of those in forever.
maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
It's a pretty shade that you already have, but I mean, go bold. Go blue or something.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
Sweetie, I'm gonna throw out there, Sino also is a normal person interest kind of thing.
I heard that.
And isn't like we don't hang out with really crazy strange people.
Oh! Oops.
Yeah, Paimon.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
Yeah, we actually we wear a different color scheme, if you couldn't tell.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
Viva la revolution?
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
I think it more has to do with the plan.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Will it be an actual opera? Like they do the singing, kind of like operatic singing? Because that'd be kind of cool. I haven't been to one of those in like forever. I've been to only like musicals, which are toned down. Oh.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Linny, are you okay? You sigh.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
We should just observe for now.
You're right. We're only here as
Sleep
guests
well, hun.
after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
Actually, go ahead. Oh, I should probably go talk to.
Looks like there's more trouble in store next month, too. When will it end?
When life ends.
Hey, just focus on the positives. At least our time in Poisson has been pretty relaxing. Don't you?
Probably should go talk to the others if they're still. I
Keep
forgot about talking. Nope, they're gone. Disappeared into the ether. Party har har, because my twin brother's name is Ether. Ether. Bad Ether. Bucky, go! Oh, there. Back to the house.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
I've got a lot.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Sure.
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh. Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Hey, nice to see you again!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
Are you okay, Fremine?
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
For that phantom?
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water, and some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
Somebody who needs food, water, and clothing?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know?
I'm gonna be taller than you!
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Apparently.
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
Oh my god, Paimon being, you know, tactful.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
Spirit girl? Non-existent girl? Spirit girl? Why don't we hand her over to Navia or something? Well, then again, I guess he's trying to keep her secret.
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hi, Miss Adorable.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you. You can call me Clairvy.
Like the Pokemon?
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in.
I mean, it's for Saul. It's also the location of the.
She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
Years?
About half a month now.
Good job.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
Taking care of a child?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished.
Thought she wanted you to be strong-willed and all this other
You
stuff.
know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
Spirit phantom.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
Like us?
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Paimon, no. Paimon, no. Do not hide in the bushes.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
So, what's this about this necklace that obviously looks like it's an important thing?
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
Paimon, we have those moments too.
No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
You didn't? Is that what?
Sorry, Linny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest.
It's sweet.
Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, We've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood.
That's so sweet!
You and Lynette are the most important people in my life.
Oh, what about me? You
No
keep
one can replace
rezzing
you.
me.
So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Lenny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them.
No! God damn it!
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Where? Do you have them hung up or so? Oh, she's fading it out of existence. She is a ghost.
Harry?
Harry?
Looks like she's not here either.
What?
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything.
We
Like
are.
a fight, or...
We're getting nosy.
Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
Don't call him out like this.
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
But sometimes having guests around can come in handy.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Yes.
I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it.
Oh, bullshit. I'm the main
But
protagonist.
even
I'm
if I
not
could
going
think of
to.
some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
I mean, didn't you make a promise similar to that
Me
before?
too. Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to
Pokemon.
solve the mystery of her identity before
She's now
Father
just
is able
labeled
to track her
Pokemon.
down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
I mean, yes.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
I'm quite sure it was, the Raiden, for the ley lines one, because when we were around the tree, or maybe Yai Miko, but then there's also Hu Tao with, but they didn't go to the ley lines, they went to that place that
Well,
we had that
sounds like it's
puzzle
worth
with.
a
That's
shot.
annoying.
Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing.
I mean, me too,
No
but
one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
nerds.
I swear.
Lynette, when did you get here? What? she's been there the entire time.
Whoa!
She's annoyed with all of you.
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
She's been here the whole time.
And, when exactly did you get here?
The entire fucking time. She's mad at...
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine.
Yes.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
I'm sorry?
Wait, what did we do?
Allowing them.
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
You know. Like you were planning.
If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Blackmail!
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Hi, sweetie.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
Ah, lasagna that I have about 200 in my inventory somehow that's not...
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Shut up, Paimon. Oh, she's a spirit.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all.
But it's the thought or energy it counts.
Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are.
Or she knows the answer but doesn't want to
Or
respond.
maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Being that she's a part of the house, the hearth, she probably knows about death pretty well.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place.
Yes.
The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be.
I mean, with the last knave at least, would give over to the doctor.
In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave... she...
Probably not. The former one.
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Is Perry the knave?
Have either of you heard of that name before?
It's just a shot in the dark. I don't know what her real name is. But I know that they have other names that they were...
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine.
Or in other words, she can lie better than you.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside. Where the sun can find me.
That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
No, she's talking about her body.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
Obviously, this is a quest that goes on for a bit.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan.
Oh no.
I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
Distract the fuck out of everybody.
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky.
That's because you said something about protecting me, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna get involved with this whether you want me or not.
Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Paimon sucks at that, though, when she's trying to...
Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
How should we contact
I'll
you?
give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done.
I feel like the knave is absolutely gonna see through this.
If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
But we're family.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
I know Genshin, unlike Honkai, hasn't had a main character or even a side character that you can play death. But Linny is the next in line for the knave on whether or not the final showdown is between two of them. When it comes down to it.
Keep up.
Let's see how awkward Paimon is gonna get with this. And I'm gonna hate every second of it, or am I? No, it'll be secondhand embarrassment for it. You! Aren't you supposed
Knave and child.
Aren't you supposed to be?
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Yeah, he does.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya.
And you
well,
jumped over the ship?
I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
Idiot.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left.
Yeah, she chucked you through that portal pretty...
I still have so many questions for her.
I love the
Without
memes
any
that
other
came from it.
leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
It's yeeted through the portal.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
A clue! A clue!
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found.
Then why are you still looking and not resting?
But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Boy!
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
Exactly.
The worst of it is over.
You're fucking coughing, boy.
It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery.
Child!
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Oh god.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrador's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer.
I think, isn't the regulator supposed to be in the new area we're going to, with the fire? Atlan.
Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
Boy, you're still coughing!
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Casually trash-talking their colleagues. Yes!
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Well, we just...
Wanted to learn more about you.
We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
No, we're just being nosy.
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like, why do you call yourself father?
Good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
We're guests!
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
No, that wasn't.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
Nave leaves right now. She's sure to run into Linny and Clive. Release the bird. No, we should try to get her talking about something else. What does the organization?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Unless they betray me first.
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
I mean, you did murder the former one.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
They betrayed the House of the Hearth? So that means what Claire V said is true. Doesn't Eve really treat her children like test subjects?
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I mean, she took out the last knave.
I see.
Huh. Based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I mean, it's a way of diplomatically saying...
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontainian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
There's a chest over there. Oh, sorry. So much for learning anything else about her portrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret in order to change the subject. It seems like she's trying to avoid talking about her past.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Child? Apologizing so readily?
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention.
The ghost? You're gonna bring that up?
I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so... friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
Ew.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
But I like that last one.
Okay. I get the picture.
As the conversation shifts to the topic of Tonya and Tusser, it's a conversation that usually leaves you falling asleep, but you find yourself grateful to the child for buying you more time.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
Yeah, I wasn't able to finish reading that aloud. There's a few
Traveler,
paragraphs
climb
that...
on. I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
I will spar you when you're actually fully ready to be sparred with. I don't want you in that condition.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, well, you see...
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
She knows! She knows! Which movie? I'm lost. The suggestion I made, probably about a movie that I can't remember.
Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
You don't think she suspected anything, do you?
She suspects.
Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Also, sorry about Monday's anime night being canceled. I had a migraine that was really, really bad. That literally was not going away with migraine medicine. I mean, it lessened it, but it wasn't going away.
How did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
You mean?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
I don't know, let's ask Utao. Not sure pushing works on it. No, cool.
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look!
In a book. Don't leave it around where somebody else could see it besides us.
Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
Bad they don't have a Control F.
We can each take a section. Here.
Also, could the name be short for something?
Couillard, Landois, Chambert, Horaire.
These are in ABC order.
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
I mean...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended.
I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. Some girls like it. Oh, Encanto. Yeah, I love that movie.
It was only later that I learned
the one
he
I
really
suggested.
did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Well, at least we know what happened.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
Monsieur just sends over the group. He looks at the list of names.
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something.
I mean, that was obvious.
I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filial are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seemed to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
Also.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs.
Oh no.
She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
But I wonder if that was before, and that was during with the other one.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Tell me!
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
I feel...
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
No.
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
I mean, understandable. Like the Fatui are plotting something big, but given how little Linny and others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. Should keep a sharp eye during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Vtuber business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
Go ahead and spell it out for her.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
Well, she was also talking about going after the spirit,
We
so...
can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now.
How did she get rid of a spirit still? It's not like it's an actual living girl.
Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow.
I mean, best thing's best. We can, you know, get Hutal over here.
Annette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret.
I mean, we were already doing something we regret.
Good work
With,
today, everyone.
The
Have a good
Pokemon
night,
girl.
and I'll see you
Named
tomorrow.
girl. So it's try to rest.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all.
Surprise, surprise.
Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you?
Of course not. Now start speaking louder so she can hear you if she comes across.
She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
I feel like I have no control over that. I'm also afraid of her.
Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Linny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can.
I'm quite sure that won't help.
Look! Look over there!
A ghost, a ghost!
Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees.
What do we do? Gonna catch her like Ghostbusters and put her in a...
Keep up.
She's a ghost! What's she gonna do with her?
Over there!
Tubby puppy looking cute. Do you see where the little girl went? Why don't you point to where the little girl went?
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast.
Do you think as a ghost that she can decide who gets to see her or not? Just a general statement.
Yeah.
Oh, look! She stopped!
Moon's pretty.
Clairvy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking.
You're a ghost!
Look how pretty the outside is.
Window?
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting? It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right?
I said nothing of that.
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that? Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision.
I have traveled pretty far and seen some pretty shitty stuff, so please continue.
Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable, including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that?
I'm betting it's the other knave.
That doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
Why are we trying to make it sound like it isn't her? I mean, it is her. It isn't her.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it.
That's why she
If I
picked
had things
father.
my way, I'd never see her again.
Well, I mean, you're dead. And she's dead.
If only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry. There's that name again.
I just have a feeling that that's the name that Alertina used to have. I mean, it's just out on a limb kind of thing.
Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
She's a spirit, could be anything.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to.
No,
We should
could
keep
ask
her
her
company
Tao.
for a little longer. She looks so young, but it seems like she's been through a lot. It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it. I probably
Perry
will.
and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
After some time, Clary leaves because it seemed to come back to her set and gave a weak smile.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her.
I think it's kind of obvious, but okay.
Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
Night passes.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before we do that,
Oh? What is it?
the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairview last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairview was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
I mean, now, I repeat, it's a different...
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
I know, right?
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her.
I mean, we didn't do a good job last time. We were lucky to have...
Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone.
I think it makes it obvious that we're trying to distract her if the fact that we come back to him
let's get to
for the second time.
Where are we going today?
Take over the world.
Let's try somewhere further away this time.
Alright. Doing this goddamn... Back and forth, we go back and forth.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles.
Ha!
So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
See?
Us? Distract you?
Shut up, Paimon.
Good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
Oh no.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
So you know everything then?
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient.
I don't like how she said I can be very patient.
Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
Are we gonna talk to Neuvillette?
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
I'm not a child! Even though they won't let me have alcohol.
What should we do?
Even though I'm 500 years old.
knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
We should release the pigeon.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
All we can do is take
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Lynn and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Of course not. while I wander over there. Bird. Okay, for shits and giggles, I think I have some. Yeah, I do. No. Just waiting. Waiting. I don't know what's called bamboo rain. Anyways, everybody's back! I got from the...
The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified.
Yeah, I figured as much, hon. Birds in a cage.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
I'm quite sure it's not going to be pleasant.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
But they're not technically trying to
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one.
They're trying
In
to...
my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most.
Yeah, but they're trying to deal with the situation that's causing this...
Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
No other way to solve the issue?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer.
Basically, you're gonna kill them when I'm not around? Is that how it sounds like?
If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand.
Oh god.
I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
She scared me. I mean, I still want her to step on me, but she scared me.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
Fuck if I know.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Leisure. Oh, we're just gonna sit here? Wait.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy.
Oh no.
A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Yes, she's talking about people.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing.
Shame.
Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
I'm guessing I'm not sure about the ocean part of it, but I'm guessing the river might stand for... I know that.
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away. It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual.
I mean, the Wanderer says
I
things.
do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning, I would only advise you to take caution.
Yes, but I also like to burn myself. And I like to be stepped on.
Keep up.
By ladies like other.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Like Lenny.
Lenny, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Yes. Nave may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betrayed the organization must pay with their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should I stop her? No, there's something else we need to should figure out first. While we were talking in front of the palace, she mentioned Clairvay's name, which means she knew where Clairvay was the entire time, or maybe she anticipated how Lenny and the others were going to act.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright?
Are you a thief?
Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
Your hair color's different, but there's a scratch. Sorry, I just had a moment where my thought had multiple thoughts, coalesce into the same thing. Child mentioned about how they used, well, the Knave also responded back to about having to do the fights to get through arguments and stuff, and the Knave mentioning about how it used to be fatal if you lost. I wonder if... And of course, the Knave this time around is far nicer and all this other stuff. On whether, especially with that scar, whether the executions are more giving them a new life. Where they give up their old life, but it's not an execution per se. It said that it's executions for the reason of, so that they get out of the hearth. But it doesn't mean their life in the sense is actually executed. Am I putting this correctly? My bad.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
Kind of familiar for some reason.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please.
I won't reel it.
I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
I mean, I'm not sure if he changed his hair color, but I remember the scar.
What's going on here?
Hi, Rose! How are you?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with Mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here. Your payment.
You mean father? The knave? Please step on me?
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out.
She is
Goodbye.
father. Doesn't matter, she is father. That's her role in the
now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired
House of
some
the
light
Hearth.
reading to enjoy along the way.
I know, right? Hot.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Looks like Paimon is trying to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt Lenny and the others have made any progress. What should we do?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition.
Step on me?
If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not?
I mean, I tried...
And my relationship to her.
Summoning her. I did not get her in the wishes so far. I haven't reached soft pity yet, and I'm probably gonna either have to work into hard pity because of just how much pity I have.
Why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
I know, right?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
You're not wrong.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far. Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
You mean in case it ends up as a full fight? But we'd be...
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Like, this whole thing is going to end in a fight. It just feels like that. Well, besides the fact that the, whatchamacallit was showing us fighting her. No, at least her getting mad at us enough to fight. Still want her to step on me even if we do fight. But if siding with the Hearth means that we'd have to side with her, but I guess we break the deal by saying fighting against her, and Zhongli's gonna kick her ass for breaking a contract if he finds out.
Yeah.
On is due east. This feels like where my ass is about to be kicked.
What is this place?
Former House of the Hearth?
Somewhere
maybe?
long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
Use it to, you know, murder a certain past knave?
No one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this...
You were were the one that killed Clairvy?
Did she go insane because of, doctor treatments?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning.
I mean, that's the best place to start.
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Did she stutter?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title.
That was you?
It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
Were they handed over to the doctor?
They would be handed over to the doctor
I was right.
to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her?
Patience?
You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
No!
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally.
Ew.
Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruware.
Where? Was that you?
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now.
Hi, Pando, how are you?
Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruware, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade.
Sorry that I'm playing Genshin Impact right now.
It was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruware was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruware that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruware would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
I don't know. She was murdered? No.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10
Why,
years
she's-
worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal.
Like I said,
She claimed
7
that
more
as a
years of
famous
this.
harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
And you blame herself.
It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life.
That's scarring.
From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Kill Mother!
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules.
I mean, that's kind of obvious.
Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
Yes! This was your story as much as...
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories.
Mike, the Traveler is over 500 years old. I'm quite sure she's a star, like a literal star. I'm quite sure she won't age anymore for a very long time.
After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
We met. Who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
Does that mean that the mother is still around?
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case.
You mean that she's like Abyss related? The Knave? Or like a bloodline?
Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well.
Wait! You! If you know that Linny cannot fix this, why did you—
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
You knew that you'd never get rid of the evidence by releasing the girl.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape, and it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait!
Paimon, it's just a—
Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
She's a shadow! She's not her friend anymore!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well.
You say that it's a spirit. It's like—
I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
My character's actually speaking.
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow.
Yeah, but this is— you avoid the regret and sorrow by saying
Anger
goodbye.
makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Yes, she does sometimes.
Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
Sit down, child.
Linny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Oh no.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished.
Step on me?
Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now...
Do not listen to the whole thing of preferring to be called father.
Are the traitors among us.
The whole thing of the last knave was called Mother, and it was a horrible woman, and so since she restarted the House of the Hearth, she wanted to call herself Father instead so that she would not be put in the same category as...
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
Well, it seems like a you problem on that end.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We... accept our punishment.
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Yes.
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been. So please, Father, please, reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please. Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
Nah, more.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Step on me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Yes.
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
No, she said show enough strength.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Linny.
I'm betting I'm going to be, my ass is going to be kicked in a cutscene. I'm going to do just fine until then. I mean, stakes.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Yes.
Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
Our agreement was side with the House of the Hearth.
If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Shut the fuck up, Paimon. Is executing them really what she wants?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
But then she never actually answered my question. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose, although...
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
Bitch, I've gotten too far in this to be considered a guest.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the Oh god, I'm gonna have my ass handed to it.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
Were you expecting anything different? If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Step on me, step on me, step on me, step on me! I mean, sorry. Or am I sorry? Oh, that walk. Oh, please, mistress. I mean,
I'll approve
father.
you.
Let my name echo in song!
Oh, with the music.
Stand with me! Oh,
And voila! I hear everything.
With the fall of darkness, destruction.
Over here!
Wait.
Have a taste of purgatory.
Nope. Yamate. The fuck is that? Who are you? We have octopus spirit-looking things.
Dissipate!
Look out!
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no god. There's no god. There's no god.
Can't see? So, keep up.
Same mistakes. I don't know what that achievement is,
Now's
and
our
I feel
chance.
like I...
With these rising flames.
Holy fuck.
Is it my turn?
One with the force. I'll uproot you.
Oh my god.
What a drag. And Shroud.
Proven to be a worthy opponent.
Over here!
Over where?
Look at you. Trapped like a bunch.
I mean... What? Literally. This is not her final form kind of thing. This is like a second form. Okay, the lights of hell. Did she get more of a boob window? That kind of meteor, that was cheating.
Blade is all that remains.
Dissipate! Out of my way!
Oh my god, laser. There's a laser.
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in...
One with the forest. Let's nip that in the bud.
You know, I just realized I'm using a
But my
flame
defense was
character
watertight.
on
Our bond
this.
is strong.
And Shroud.
Now's our chance!
Over here!
Over where?
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains.
Oh my god.
Extinguished.
One with the forest. I'll uproot you.
Dissipate!
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
Your punishment made manifest.
Boom boom!
Oh no, oh no. Okay, we're World of
Time to
Warcrafting
shine!
and or thing of
Now's our chance!
inside it.
Over here!
Where's the over here? I don't see any of y'all.
Breath of the flame! Our bond is strong!
Let's nip that in the bud.
How brilliant!
Watch out for Father...
Oh, look at that. It sounded like Gregorian chants. I get a cutscene with this. Nice! And this is a character story.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
I mean, they just moved a certain amount. They weren't in the middle before. I guess they teleported because they were on the side of things. No!
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
Wait, they have the weapons I have on them.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
my god. Oh my god. She is the fourth, by the way, which is like you do it by level of strength.
Father, no!
That walk.
Made it out, did you?
Please step on.
You're stronger than I expected.
I am main protagonist. What Naruto shit is this?
A crimson moon. I can't
Threads?
move.
Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch, bad touch.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
I think about what all the other harbingers are. Damn. Also, beaten in a cutscene. Hot. Hot.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you alright?
Does he sound alright?
Linny, given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
I'm not gonna kill him.
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Are you gonna administer? Does it make them forget?
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved.
Because that guy, the paper guy, didn't know.
Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
So that means the young man I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside Palais Miradan, must have been the same horror that we saw at the list of executions. He wasn't killed after all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
So it wasn't just that he was having, like, pretending that he didn't know her. He actually lost the memory. Now, if my understanding of the knave is right, she really thinks that that is killing him. The horror that lives in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their life.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die. and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
So my guess is the little one here has
Clairvy.
seen it multiple times. Doesn't remember it, or might... Since the memory doesn't stay.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up?
And hot. Sorry.
Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
What a weird dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
Paimon, shut the fuck up. Then I would say she's probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that?
She was living in the House of the Hearth!
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she?
Yeah, I murdered her.
Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run
Thank
away,
you, Fox.
but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors.
That was her own flesh and blood, by the way.
Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, You never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Murder my own mother.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
Well, they won't remember they've earned it.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too.
And that view...
I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
Of course.
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight!
And that'd be Paimon doing all the talking. Talk about the land of Mina.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard.
Just don't be a tone-deaf one.
Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what. Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother.
Nothing like... still... loving your torturer.
It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
Electroland.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like?
Well, one of them's hot and likes to torture people to sate her own entertainment.
I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that?
I mean, he's not scary.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
They're adorable.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
To be fair, as long as it doesn't go against the rules.
I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
Actually, you couldn't study whatever you want. There are rules and regulations, and the general will come, or one of the Matsumoto that will come after you if you don't. Well, various nations Eventually, the conversation returns to Fontaine
The
Nation.
situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
Looks like this isn't going to be a 3-day thing.
Oh no, that must have been hard for all of you. What happened next? Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super
Yay,
quickly.
she brought back the...
Thanks to Detective Paimon, of course. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we
Groucho
rushed to the
Marx.
scene and...
Clever listening really intently to Paimon's story about her time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like her other all of her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax. But I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
That's what I was thinking. As time passed, she'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being the scared little girl who could only hide in the shadows. I was so busy thinking I didn't notice the sun has risen. The point was so that she could see the sun that way. So she couldn't be afraid.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well?
I mean, you're dead, but sure.
Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Paraware. Take care of yourself.
You got to see the
Goodbye.
sun.
May we meet again someday.
Illumined bell. Flowers.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I think she got a better, happier ending.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye.
Does that mean she's coming back?
Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Or is she fully... The
Father?
lady...
It's Linny! Hey, Linny!
Liddy! Go lay it back down!
What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Why? Why do I have to feel like I have to carry him? In fact, I want to. So that he stops
Father.
trying to run around.
The bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
I think it's obvious.
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel.
I'm quite sure she had it planned out from the very beginning of everything in this
I'm not
quest.
deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down.
Go off the...
Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
I will full-heartedly want to watch.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us.
Yeah, that was also a smart move.
At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment.
So you'll pause for 1 second before you stab me in the chest.
No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Oh! Blink of an eye. A few days ago, Chanxing and I made the trip back to Chinyu Vale and happened upon a tea tree that I had planted in my youth, now fully grown and thick with leaves. The year I left the Vale, it was yet so small, and I could have held it in the palm of my hand. Truly is astounding how swiftly time flies. The leaves were tender and ripe for the picking, so we availed ourselves of the opportunity to gather quite a few. In Liyue tea culture, there's an expression of, by the way, this is Baiju. Expression, the first harvest. It signifies the newest tea is reserved for the most important of guests. Should you have some time to spare, why don't you come down to the Boo Boo Pharmacy and try some for yourself? Don't forget, even Chi-Chi keeps asking to invite you first. Yes, Cheng-Shi has added this for her. She still is practicing holding a brush with her tail. Baiju's specialty, it isn't actually medicine, merely something that alleviates dryness, as Baiju's concerned voice echoes in your ears. A bowl of luscious fruit soup greets your gaze. This dish didn't used to have sugar, but he was worried that you wouldn't... but he was worried that you wouldn't be used to the bitter taste, so he added some to it, added Chengshun. What's the achievements I got out of that? Have 4 party members in the full state at the same time, because I kept on spamming. Range combat is advantage to us. Huh. Anyways. Days. Where am I supposed to go 2 days later? I'm guessing over here? Okay, hydrate. After I finish this quest, Fox, I'm probably gonna end the stream. Feeling rather tired myself. I'm just saying that so you can start finding. 2 days. 2 days! Time. Time. Okay. Alright.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
That works, though, like I said, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna... Not tonight, but I can add her as a friend on there.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief!
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
No need to worry.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well... We've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over. Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone?
I think.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
It was fine. Haru was way too sleepy, and I didn't want to stress him out with, trying to do any Monster Hunter tonight.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crucibina before.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crucibina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
No, there's no point
She
to it.
said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
I mean, that's understandable.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about that.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go.
I'm quite sure Father would prefer, even if you do follow her for a while, that eventually make your own choices when it comes down to the wire.
So I wanted to say thank
Like
you
you
for
did
helping
with
us
the
make it through
fighting
this
against
crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Just invite us back as guests and we'll call it even.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
At least. Enough. Yep. One more pull. Night. Yeah! Of course I didn't get it. Yeah. Alright, y'all. This was Ishnai Ciarfox. I hope you have a good day or night, whenever it is, wherever it is you currently are. I was planning on doing this tonight, since it's 12 at midnight, so it's the rollover. I was planning on doing it for Friday night, but of course I switched it over now, so tomorrow night will be Strikers again. Persona 5 Strikers. Anyways.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered.
Yes, I know, right? Shush, shush, shush. Love you, Farina, but give me you. All right. See, this This is Ciarfox. I hope you have a good day or night, whenever it is, wherever it is you currently are. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment. All right.